a powdered greens. So this one's empty because this has enzymes in it, and when this is exposed to the air, after it's been opened, the enzymes may start to denature. So I brought a sealed packet. I recommend every one of my clients, every person I know in my life, I make them buy this. Everybody knows. I don't think this company knows that the reason they have such high sales in this part of the country is because of me. This is basically pulverized greens. It's a bunch of different sprouts, grasses, things like that have been either freeze-dried or dehydrated in some way, shape, or form, and it's just basically dried down and ground into a fine powder, and then you have this. It's a scoop of this, and this is what the scooper looks like. A scoop of this is about eating 5 pounds worth of greens. And just to give you a sense, it's nutritionally equivalent to that. Just to give you a sense, this package, which isn't full, this would be about 2 pounds worth. So you can imagine what 5 pounds worth of greens is. So I basically recommend that if you're going to do nothing for yourself, if you don't want to do the shake, fine, but everybody in the world really should have this because nobody gets that many nutrients. Even the raw food people that I know how they eat, nobody gets that many nutrients. So, and also in the packet, because price is something that I'm sure most people are concerned with, I've showed you, I have a list of where you can get all the stuff and where you can find these items cheaper. Because you can get this at Whole Foods, but you're going to pay about $40 more than you would if you got it off of Amazon. And $40 will still buy you this and then this. So there you go. So I put, well, this comes in the packet. So I put a scoop, I put a heaping scoop actually. I like to have as many greens as possible because some days it's not likely that I'm going to eat a salad. It's just how it is. Then we do protein powder. This is the only kind of protein that I personally recommend. I don't like the idea of whey protein, which I know goes against what a lot of people like or think is good, but this comes from plants. This is raw, it's usable, and it has probiotics and amino acids and all that stuff. You can get this at Whole Foods, or you can get it at Amazon, or you can do a little shopping, but I get mine from Amazon, and they have that monthly program where they'll just ship it automatically, and considering that he and I drink this every day, we end up needing it every month. And it's convenient. So I do a scoop of that. And then, what else do I have on here? Amazing. I make this every day, and then I need to follow a list right now. I don't understand. Okay, so I do frozen fruit. Now, for the strawberries, it depends on the size. I actually count my strawberries because I'm weird like that. So I'll do 7 or 8 of the medium size, and then if there are big strawberries, I do 6. So we'll see how many end up coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do a few more. 6, 7. Okay. You can get the frozen fruits at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. Those are the only 2 stores I know here in Portland. I know there are a few others. Trader Joe's has much better prices, and you can get them organic. And by the way, there is never, ever, ever room for non-organic ingredients in your shake. I know it costs more, but that's something that you invest in for yourself. You invest in your health, you invest in a decent pair of shoes and things like that, you invest in a house, invest in organic products, because it just doesn't make sense to have non-organic. Okay, so then we do organic banana. I do a banana and a half because I like my fake thick. I like my shake a little thicker, so I do a banana and a half, and then my dogs eat the rest of the banana because they love bananas. You can choose if you don't like it thicker, if you like less banana and all that wonderful stuff. So we've got banana, and then maca. No, we'll do that last actually. Baby spinach. I take 2 really nice big handfuls of spinach actually, so I do about that, and then I do that again. Because it always does that.
The dogs aren't here to clean it up.
Yeah, no, they're not. I do this all the time, and the dogs just grab it for me. Because my dogs do eat spinach. So I do about that much of spinach, because that, I don't really like eating spinach. I'll just say it. I'm a nutrition person, and I'm a fitness person, and I just really don't like eating spinach. But if I put it in my shake, it disappears in there, and I know I just got all those wonderful greens because they were right. Popeye was very strong because he ate spinach. And it hides in there because I don't taste it. And it's also in there as fiber, which is really, really good for your digestive tract, and that's something else the whole concept of your intestines will be something that I talk about another day. And then we have maca, which I'll add at the end. So let's blend this up first. I have this wonderful machine here is called a Vitamix. It's one of the most powerful blenders. It's not a cheap blender, but it's the best thing, like the best blender I've ever had. And I was lucky enough that somebody gave this to me as a gift. And if you can find yourself one, refurbished is great. There's still a couple $100, but at some point in your life, I would really recommend having this because it makes all the difference in the world, especially if you want to eat healthy. So it's going to be a little loud, so just give me a moment. I always start it on low. Takes a second. Okay, so there you go. That's your shake. Maca. I was actually not going to put this into the basic shake recipe, but this is something that not a lot of people know about, and this is something I've been using for years. I mentioned before that most of us have some sort of stress thing going on. Your body responds to stress by regulating your hormones. And I won't get into all the science of that, but basically we are all under stress, and we all have some sort of hormone funkiness. And like I said, if you're not feeling 100% all the time, if you carry extra weight, if you have achiness, there's a whole bunch of things. You probably have a little hormone imbalance. This is basically a potato-like, tuber that comes from the mountains in the Andes, and it's ground up into a powder, and it helps to give your body energy without stimulating your central nervous system. So it's not like drinking a cup of coffee. And what it also helps to do is it's an adaptogen, meaning wherever your body is a little imbalanced and everybody is different, it will help to rebalance the hormones. And I love this thing because honestly, I have an issue where my body doesn't respond to stress well at all, and my hormones have been really out of whack, and this has made all the difference in the world, and most people do need it. So when you do have this, if you do get this, which I really hope you guys will, you start with a little bit and you build up to a tablespoon worth. Don't go right into a tablespoon because it's a little too much for your body to handle. When it's never, like I said, when it doesn't handle stress well, you want to be careful how you put things in it. So I'm going to put a tablespoon because you're all only going to try a tiny bit in. And then we'll mix it up again. Oops. Okay, so that's that. That's the whole shake. That's the whole reason I think everybody needs to drink a shake. Does that make sense? Is that something that most of you guys think you can do? Is have a shake in the morning? Who has questions?
I have 3 already.
Okay.
You said the big jar that you have the packet of, once you open it and it's just exposed to the air,
Yes.
do you make servings out of it when you get it in, or do you?
You put it in the freezer,
Okay.
and it stays good in the freezer.
So you just take it out and scoop it up?
Yep, you take it out and scoop. And the same thing, this is royal jelly, which, by the way, I've given you guys packets with a little glossary in there as to what each of these things are and why it's good to have them. It's a lot to talk about in one, setting like this, but do read through it and learn about why these things are really essential. So when you have this, which is royal jelly, which is a phenomenal addition, you also have to keep that in the freezer. Okay. Second question.
Can you use other greens and spinach, or spinach really the best?
Spinach, in my opinion, is the best. You can use other greens. I also noticed there is a change in taste. Spinach really doesn't make itself known, but when you do other smaller greens, you can taste them. I don't know what it is. You agree, right? Yeah, sometimes we run out of spinach and we have a big thing like this of mixed greens and we put it in and
And your last question was, you said that if you put too much of that maca powder in there,
Yeah.
it messes with your hormones, your body. What would that be?
oh, you just might feel a little off, just a little funky. You're not gonna end up having to go to the bathroom. You're not gonna pass out or anything like that. You're just gonna feel a little funky. And you'll know, and then it passes. It's a tablespoon worth of a plant, so it's not really going to do that much, and it's really not going to damage you. You can go right into having a tablespoon. You're just going to feel funky.
Okay.
So, questions? Anybody else? Who wants to try to shake? Okay, so it's everybody's flavor, profiling is different. This is what I like. This is not what he likes, like I said. And then you can always choose to, you could add more cacao flavor. I talked about why raw cacao is such an important thing to put into your shake or put into your life. And these are the brands that I recommend. Like this is, after all the research I've done, the best brand there is for this. This is, after all the research I've done, the best brand there is for this. And none of these companies know I exist, so I get nothing for saying that. I get my bee pollen because I just moved to Portland and I haven't had the chance to, go to farmers markets yet because it's not the season. So I just get this one from Whole Foods. And I will say, you can get it cheaper when you go to a farmer's market. You go to like a beekeeper who sells their honey. Try your bee pollen first. Like take a little nibble of it. They all taste different because the pollen comes from like different plants. And some of them are kind of yucky. And you'll put it in your shake and go, what is that? And it's bee pollen. So I would say try it first. This one's really nice. It has a very mellow flavor. You actually can't taste it. Other questions?
I was told to start taking pollen for my allergies.
Yes, I take it for my allergies too. And it is very helpful.
But I was told, I was like, not given dosage. So I've been just taking it like with the rice or with my oatmeal.
Yeah, you can.
But then maybe once a day or something.
You only need to take it about once a day, and you can work up to, it's the same idea where with everything where you want to work up to, if you're doing it for allergies, you work up to having no more than 2 tablespoons in a day. Like I have a tablespoon a day. And I do notice, because I have really bad allergies, I do notice a difference between when I do have it and when I don't have it. There's a marked difference. Other question.
So how different is your husband's recipe than yours? Just the berries?
Okay, what do you do, honey?
Let's see. Well, most of that option. What?
He needs a lot more calories than I do. So he has to find ways to add calories into his shake. About the way that I make the shake, it's roughly 400 calories.
Yeah, I put a lot of coconut butter in it for the extra calories. And most of that optional stuff, the bee pollen, the royal jelly, the raw cacao, I put all that stuff in there. I like a chocolatey shake, so I'll put more cocoa. Even though the protein powder is cocoa flavored, I like extra. And I'll put a little agave to give it a little extra sweetness to it also.
And I add from the basic recipe, I add, not every day, but I add raw cacao. Every day I do bee pollen, and every day I do royal jelly. And sometimes I do chia seeds, which I think chia seeds deserve a lecture, like a 15-minute lecture of their own, because they are really one of the most amazing foods on the planet, and something that should be in everybody's diet. But other than that, it's really just a question of setting your body up to have the best possible day and giving your body as many nutrients as you possibly can. And I have had so many people start drinking the shake and then literally right back, a couple people that even go to this gym saying, oh my God, it's changed my life. My life is so much different. I feel so much better. It's the greatest thing. Thank you so much. And honestly, the shake changed my life, which is why it's like my job. The only thing I want in the world is for everybody to have this for breakfast. Because I swear, if we all have this for breakfast, it would just be a totally different planet. So, and that's it. Thank you guys for listening. And please come try the shake. And I hope you guys like it. And you can, like I said, mess with the flavors from